Ladies, I know that we are all trying to be our most beautiful selves, both inside and out. And it is very important that we work on our inside first, because there are a lot of issues going on with us attempting to beautify ourselves on the outside. And those are the risks associated with plastic surgery, from chronic health issues all the way up to death. So, this video will highlight several instances where women, including mothers, passed away from plastic surgeries, different types of plastic surgery, from BBLs to breast augmentation to liposuction, because these are very highly risky surgeries. BBL having the highest risk of death. Even though BBL is not the most sought after surgery, rhinoplasty is, which is just a nose job. That has been the most sought after plastic surgery since the 1980s. And what we know, that the majority of women that are seeking rhino surgery are not Black women, but nonetheless, the most deadly surgery is the BBL. And all of the women that I have pictured have passed away, sadly, of different surgeries, mainly the BBL, but some of them other surgeries. So again, I will highlight in this video news articles of women who have sadly passed away from their attempt to be what they considered more beautiful on the outside. I'm pretty sure that their families would rather that they be here with them and already thought that they were beautiful women. But we know that the societal push for women to always be young, glamorous, and beautiful takes a toll on a lot of women.
Welcome back. It's the cosmetic surgery that not only comes with a hefty price tag, but a high mortality rate. The risk is so high, a task force was formed and a global warning was issued. ABC4's Ray Chin has the warning about the Brazilian butt lift, and we want to warn you, some of the video in the story is graphic.
We don't know how the Brazilian butt lift got its name. Perhaps surgeons say it's because Brazilian women are known for their voluptuous backside. Whatever the case, the elective surgery has risen in popularity, and so has the death rate. It's the backside some people desire. Celebrities creating the high demand. For some, lifting your rear end can be the beginning of your nightmare.
It's affected my life a lot, to the point sometimes I feel like I want to commit suicide.
This patient from Florida was at rock bottom after trying to improve her bum.
I can't believe that I actually risked my life.
We learn of the increased mortality, increased risk and complications of fat injection to the buttocks.
A woman dies during plastic surgery in the Dominican Republic, the third such death involving an American in a month.
And now the Dominican Health Ministry is opening an investigation, but a grieving family worries they won't get answers and wonder whether others are at risk. CBS 2's Tony Aiello reports.
Maxine David's phone is filled with pictures of her sister, Alexandra Medina.
Savvy, smart, vibrant, passionate.
But the New Rochelle resident was also unhappy with her appearance. David says U.S. doctors told her sister she needed to lose weight before getting liposuction body reshaping. But a Dominican doctor Medina contacted through Facebook had a different opinion, according to David.
This doctor was like, no problem, we can do it, we can handle it. We've dealt with, bigger women, and so, come here, we'll do it. And it was obviously also cheaper.
Friday, during liposuction at this Santo Domingo clinic, Medina stopped breathing and died. The death certificate blames a fatty tissue embolism or blood clot. Medina is the third American to die in a month undergoing cosmetic surgery in the Dominican Republic.
At 6, a death investigation is underway after a mother who came to South Florida for cosmetic surgery died following medical complications from that procedure. CBS 4's Gary Nelson is live in Hialeah. And Gary, we have new information just in from the police department, right?
Yes, late this afternoon, Hialeah police told us that the medical examiner, the coroner, preliminarily has found that this apparently was an accidental death arising from medical complications here at this storefront plastic surgery clinic. But this is a clinic that has a record of employing some doctors with very significant blemishes on their records. At the Encore Plastic Surgery Center in Hialeah, business as usual the day after 29-year-old Heather Meadows died from complications of an undisclosed cosmetic procedure. She had traveled here from West Virginia, drawn apparently by cheap prices.
Up until this morning, I was coming in here to have surgery.
Like this woman from New York who changed her mind. Encore's website lists two surgeons, James McAdoo and Orlando Llorente. Neither has any history of complaints or discipline by the state, and it's not clear if either operated on Heather. Hers is not the only case that's gone south. This is Kathleen Rodriguez, rushed to the hospital Saturday, her family says, after suffering cardiac arrest twice while undergoing liposuction at Encore.
Or the Factor Uncensored. It's a new year, and for some people, it's a chance to create a new look for themselves. We just talked about the obsession with the ladies a few minutes ago here on the Factor Uncensored. Now we're discussing and going to discuss how dangerous the procedure can be. Two women, both mothers, got the procedure, and we heard about them over the weekend. Just devastating to many of the people who read it, and they ended up dying. Secreta Tolliver traveled from Chicago to the Dominican Republic for her BBL. She died from internal bleeding while recovering from the procedure last month. 26-year-old Janisha Jayla Williams got surgery for both a BBL and a butt lift in 2021. Sadly, she never woke up once the surgery was completed.
She was perfect this morning. She was happy. How could she be dead?
Only on 6, a mother with a warning tonight for women who are thinking about having plastic surgery. She says her daughter died for beauty, and she doesn't want other families to experience the same pain.
The Miami mother's sharing her story tonight with NBC6 investigator Dan Krauth, who has spent years uncovering complications with one popular procedure.
There's not 1 minute that goes by that I don't think about her.
She went from planning her daughter's birthday one week to planning her funeral the next.
She was not just my daughter, she was my best friend.
Yolani Fadez's daughter, Danae, was beautiful.
She was beautiful inside and out.
But after giving birth to her third child, she wasn't happy with her body.
After her third baby, she gained a lot of weight, and she just couldn't lose it and couldn't lose it.
She decided to go for a Brazilian butt lift procedure. That's where a doctor performs liposuction to remove fat from unwanted places and uses instruments like this to inject that fat into a patient's backside.
That was the last picture she sent me before she went in.
On May 10th, her daughter texted her right before surgery. She says she got the emergency phone call 2 hours later.
All I remember is falling to the floor. That's the last thing that I remember. I remember I had no strength in my body.
Her daughter died of a fat embolism. That's where a piece of fat gets into a patient's bloodstream and causes them to stop breathing.
I was like, oh my God, my daughter died like that.
The NBC6 investigators found she's one of more than a dozen women who died after undergoing the same procedure in South Florida, different doctors and clinics.
She's in the picture of a dozen or more. This is happening to many girls.
A family friend started this online petition calling for change to help prevent more deaths.
Think about it. If another girl goes through it and passes away, they're not the ones that are going to suffer. The family members are the ones that are going to stay suffering.
Tonight, a Thornton family is asking why their teenage daughter went into surgery for breast implants and came out in a coma.
Emmeline Wynn fought for her life for more than a year but couldn't hold on any longer, and she died last week.
And now her family's suing for wrongful death. And they tell Denver 7's Addie Guajardo medical staff failed their daughter and their family.
Emmeline Nguyen walked into Colorado Aesthetic Plastic Surgery in Greenwood Village last summer, ready for an image change.
She was so excited.
After months of saving for a breast augmentation.
Just preparing herself for her new image.
Her mom, Lynn Pham, assured her daughter she'd be fine, but the minutes and hours ticked by.
So the doctor was just trying to tell me that Emmeline is fine, she's healthy.
But she wasn't. Nguyen ended up in a coma, and after being rushed to the hospital, Doctors say she suffered a severe brain injury. The family attorney,
This should never happen.
David Woodruff, says Emlyn was left unattended for 15 minutes after a nurse anesthetist administered anesthesia.
She was found by a different nurse in cardiac arrest.
Emlyn was resuscitated, but Woodruff says it was more than 5 hours before Dr. Jeffrey Kim, Emlyn's plastic surgeon, called 911.
Like she wasn't there anymore.
Emlyn became incapacitated and spent 14 months in a rehab hospital.
And I was like, Mommy's here, I'm here. Everything's gonna be okay.
On October 4th, Emlyn's body gave out.
I was like, Emlyn, it's okay. You are the strongest person we know. It's okay to let go. We love you so much.
Her mom says Emlyn had pneumonia. Last December, the family filed a lawsuit against Dr. Kim and Rex Meeker, the registered nurse that administered the anesthesia. The lawsuit accuses them of negligence.
You just don't see mistakes like this that are this egregious. Not in 20 years of practicing have I seen this.
The lawsuit has now been changed to a wrongful death suit.
Like I pretty much lost, like my daughter is not just my daughter, like my best friend.
It's a heartbreaking time for the family of a woman who died, and they want to warn others. The plastic surgeon didn't have a license, and as Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes tells us, he operated on a third woman that same day who still has not recovered.
Kiana Weaver was told it would be a simple 4-hour procedure, a tummy tuck and some other cosmetic work. She and a close friend both signed up and headed down to Tijuana to the Art Silhouette Aesthetic Surgery Clinic. But her friend ended up hospitalized for 2 weeks, and Kiana died on the operating table.
I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Dalisha Smith was with Kiana that January day. She's engaged to Kiana's brother, Keyshawn Robbins, and had to break the news to him and to Kiana's mother, Yolanda Weaver.
This just destroyed our family.
Weaver says she wants to warn people about the Tijuana clinic, saying the doctor who worked on her daughter is not a licensed plastic surgeon. And according to the San Diego Union Tribune, a third woman also fell seriously ill that day after plastic surgery at the clinic. She's now suffering from kidney failure. Eyewitness News was unable to reach Dr. Jesus Manuel Baez Lopez. His voicemail was full and our email was not answered. The clinic's website today offline, but its Instagram account is still active. Weaver says the clinic never pronounced Kiana dead and never reported her death to the U.S. Embassy.
They just discarded my daughter like she was a piece of trash. No one still has called me to say, oh, I'm sorry.
Weaver says an autopsy determined Kiana died from a heart attack and blood clotting issues. Kiana's 2 children now left with no mother, and her baby brother robbed of his best friend.
I'm lost. I tell my mom every day, Mom, I'm lost. What do you mean? I just don't know what to do no more.
Is officially tired. The discourse around bodies is tired. I have seen comments go from, oh my gosh, I liked you when you were thick, why'd you lose weight, to, oh my gosh, why'd you get a BBL? I liked your body before, to, oh my gosh, you're so big, you need to lose weight, but for your health, to, oh my gosh, you're so little, you need to get ass or titties or something, to, oh my gosh, why did she get all that work done? It's just too much work. Are we okay?
Lizzo is correct in saying that the woman's body is continuously objectified, specifically the Black woman's body. For centuries, we never had autonomy over our own bodies. So now we have a motivation to be free, to be liberated, which is fine. But the thing is, we have to heal the inner trauma that we have suffered for so many years. And that way you will know that the decisions that you are making for yourself and your body and your life in general are done in a healthy way, and not simply because we have felt closeted for so long. So it is very, very important that we as women, specifically Black women, look to our inner selves and make sure that we're doing the healing that is necessary. This is not at all a slight to Black women. This is simply saying that we absolutely are wonderful people that unfortunately have went through a traumatic, disturbing, and disgusting history, and we need to work through that. for our own health and well-being, not for the gratification of anyone else. And definitely not so that we can manifest a good man. This is our own inner healing journey.